let's talk about the 10% rule, right? Because, capital preservation is key. And so sometimes we say, capital preservation, sit on your hands, cash is a position. We want to preserve the capital, right? We want to take great trades and manage our risk. Always think about capital preservation, but we also want to apply that same thought process, capital preservation, to the money that we've made, whether that's today, this week, this month, this year. We always want to be putting ourselves in the best possible position to not give our hard-earned money back to the market after we've extracted it from the market. And so most traders will keep trading when they've met or exceeded their daily goal. Most people will keep going. I mean, like, how many times have you been up, your daily goal or far above it, and you've ended the day break even or red? I've done it several times because I just keep trading and keep trading, keep trading. So it's like, if the market's hot and the market's providing opportunity, there's a way to keep trading, but to still focus on capital preservation, to not give those profits back. And so it's like, you really have two options when you've hit your goal or exceeded your goal. And when I say you hit your goal, it's like, we're not aiming to make a consistent 500 a day. We're looking at the average. Like, we can make 100 today and $900 tomorrow. That's an average of 500. We're not fixated on making $500, but we have an idea of what our daily goal is based on reverse engineering our yearly goal. What do we want to see per quarter? What does that break down to per month, per week, per day? Doesn't mean we're going to come in and fight the market till we hit that, but we know, based on our system and the way that we trade, right? We know that over a 3-month span, 6-month span, 12-month span, we know on average it's going to be X amount per day. So let's say that number just is $500, right? I like to have rules in place. So it's like, when I hit or exceed $500 on the day, I want to secure that. I don't want to give it back. So one thing I can do is walk away. But if you talk to a lot of professional traders, they're like, well, if you hit your goal and exceeded it, why would you just walk away if the market's providing opportunity? Great point. Today could be the day where you do 1,000, 2, 3K because the market's providing opportunity left and right. Maybe you're on fire and you're just trading the right way and the market is providing you with your opportunity. These are the days that you want to take advantage of the market, right? Capitalize on your winning trades. But there's the right way to do it and the wrong way. Most traders, they come in and they just keep trading and trading, and then they end up their day down. So what do I like to do? I like to apply the 10% rule. So the market's, moving well. This is my type of market. We're 2 for 2 on the day. But I want to preserve my capital by applying the 10% rule. And that is, when I hit or exceed that average goal of, say, $500, if I take another trade, I cannot risk more than 10% of my account. I cannot risk more than 10% of my profit on the next trade, right? And so if I'm up $600 and my daily goal is 5, if I look to take another trade because I see great opportunity, my loss on that trade cannot be more than 10% of $600. That's $60. That means I have to be positioned in that trade to not exceed that $60 loss. Still be able to have the potential to make 120 or 180 or 240, depending on the risk reward of the setup. So it's like, I can come in, take this next A+ trade, and if it stops me out, it's $60, 10% of what I'm up. What did that put me at on the day? 540, and I close up shop, but at least I still secure my profit and I preserve my capital. But if I see another A+ setup and I take it with that 10% rule and I don't get stopped out, guess what? I can add another $100 to $300 to the bottom line. Now let's say I'm up $900. Wow, I've almost doubled my daily goal. I don't want to give it back, but the market's hot. The market's providing me with opportunity. Apply the 10% rule. All right, I'm up $900. Great, 10% of that, 90. The next trade I take, I need to be positioned correctly to not lose more than $90. Okay, take the trade. What happens if it's a loser and it stops you out? -90. You're still up 8-10 on the day. That's still $300 more than what you would like to average, consistently. You're capitalizing on the market. You're taking advantage of the opportunity, but preserving capital. At that point, that's when you walk away, right? If you ever get into a trade when applying the 10% rule, the first red trade you have when applying that 10% rule, that's the walk away point, in my opinion. And you still walk away a lot higher than where your goal was, especially if you keep hitting consistent winning trades. So that's what I like to do to preserve my capital. And that's really the 10% rule. And you just rinse and repeat that process until you're either A, done trading for the day, Or B, you hit your first loss at that 10%, but at least you guarantee yourself that you're at least walking away with the money that you've made and you're not going to give it back. But it doesn't necessarily force you out of the market when you could still make more money because the market's providing you with opportunities. So it's a win-win. It gives you that protection, but it still gives you that exposure to the market to still add more to the bottom line and maybe have a great day where you 4x your daily goal. And sometimes we need those days, right? That increases our average. That gives us some breathing room. If we have a day where we don't trade or have a small loser, that's the opportunity to capitalize on the market to, again, help us maintain that long-term average that we're looking for. So the 10% rule is awesome. I recommend everybody start implementing the 10% rule as a part of your trading when you either hit or exceed your typical daily goal, whatever that looks like. And then that's going to keep you pretty much safe in the market and make sure you don't give those profits back.